Yo, what's up, guys? I see you. Yeah, me and Craig. What's on Burdett? Gains and beats, mate. Hiya, Sally.
Life's getting worse, real music will guide me from earth. Let it go. They get stronger, we get weaker. Turn up the sound through the speaker. Let it go. I've been scrolling for ages. Global control by the matrix. Let it go. I write rhymes for a reason. Brucey, I'm fighting for freedom. Let it go. Sick of the lies, sick of the bickering. People on different sides. The division is why we're seeing all different times. Finish the cries, the wicked inside. They can't diminish my pride. I'm bringing the vibes. Young people lost, ain't no one giving them guidance. Listen to I. There's so much pressure to achieve, but I'm looking at success and what the definition be. People looking up to fake stars, flexing with their P's. Make perfection on a screen, but content is what they're never gonna be. Newest car or the truest heart. Real happiness is finding happiness in who you are. Make your movie, don't be looking up to rappers and the movie stars. I'm shining light, I see the future's dark. I look around the people, there's no interaction. Eyes glued, likes, views, it's a big distraction. One voice ain't gonna strike, but if millions came to unite, we could let it go. Yo, life's getting worse, real music will guide me from earth. Let it go. They get stronger, we get weaker. Turn up the sound through the speaker. Let it go. I've been scrolling for ages. Global control by the matrix. Let it go. I write rhymes for a reason. Brucey, I'm fighting for freedom. Let it go. We just suffer and suffer. Big up my people that come from the gutter. Now is the time to look past the distractions. We get richer and richer. Leaving the people my bitter and bitter. I don't know what to do, but let music flow. We need to let it.
Feel the rhythm changing. These nights are the nights of our lives. Feel the beat shaking. I can see the look to see you right. What have you taken? Head so high, up in the sky. Told me to be patient. Can't anymore and I don't know why. 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 Said I can't anymore and I don't know why. 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 Lights come on and I'm nowhere to be found. But you know, my dear, I'm always safe, safe and sound. I'll admit the music's better when you're around. Feel the bass is going down, 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 down. Falling down, down, down. Over and over. Feel the bass is going down, down, down. There is a light out in the darkness, and it's calling you home. Whoa. Sending a sign to help you find us, because you're not alone. Sending a sign to help you find us, because you're not alone. There is a light that's calling you
Yo, what's on? I don't know, we'll have a mix sometime, mate. I'm keen.
choose to believe in. Guess the truth kinda lost all meaning, and I'm enjoying the view. Well, I've been a loving lover, I've been a trusting brother. I'm taking my time to recover, and picking it up when I'm better. Oh, there's so much to see in a lifetime, so why does it feel like it flies by? She's staring me down with the bright eyes. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Bit of a messy mix there, but I am freestyle mixing, so I don't actually know some of these tracks. I'm just throwing them in. See how they go together. That's how we get the tunes to work.
desire. I wanna take you right there. I really wanna know why you just won't give me all of your desire. I wanna take you right there. Let me take you right there.
I heard Jesus did cocaine on a night out. Eyes wide open, dilated, but he's fine now. And if his father ever finds out, then he probably knock his lights out. Gets a little messy in heaven. Gets a little messy in heaven. Staying out on the weekdays, weekends. No sleep for the week round here. Going out, getting lost in the deep end. White lines never dried, no tears. He says no more, now he says no less. And the people wanna know where he goes next. Mind of a saint, so he knows best. But he don't sleep, nah, he don't rest. Getting water in the wine, that's mad, that's mad. Everybody always wants what he had. It gets a little messy in heaven. Gets a little messy in heaven. I heard Jesus did cocaine on a night out. Eyes wide open, dilated, but he's fine now. And if his father ever finds out, then he probably knock his lights out. Gets a little messy in heaven. Gets a little messy in heaven. I heard Jesus did cocaine on a night out.
vibes intense. Non-stop overnight express. Dusk till dawn, gotta maintain. All aboard the one-way train. Groove touching your inner soul. Cuts deep like the winter cold. Change your mood and turn the lights low. Type of tune to get you moving with your eyes closed. The pressure. The pressure. The pressure.
Gonna try take it up a notch. Send some bangers.
Pressure.
See how it goes.
The pressure. The pressure. The pressure. The pressure. Build the pressure till the vibes intense. Non-stop overnight express. Dusk till dawn, gotta maintain. All aboard the one-way train. Groove touching your inner soul. Cuts deep like the winter cold. Change your mood and turn the lights low. Type of tune to get you moving with your eyes closed. The pressure.
badder than, bad from me bad. Where you get your badder from? Thing where me get, coulda come from Afghanistan. They no want see this cross like me have it on me hand. But other man, you know me vibes can't done. lyrics them a fire like a bullet from a gun. Big bad man from outer England. When me lyrics start fire, watch a song boy run. Nobody better than we. Nobody better than we. Nobody better than we. Yo, walk with the rapper pam pam. From a guy this day program, shot a slam slam. Them say them a bad man, me have to hawk. Which one? When we a fire shot, pull pin and fling bomb. Them dead be have to trample them like kings. Dogs pull up on your foot and none of them no sing song. Balaclava upon face, matic in a hand. We not have time for waste with the rapper pam pam. Shot a slam me better than.
fun, but I get excited. I can't stay away. Oh no. Oh, tell me about it. What's the game you're dealing with? You know I wanna play. Oh no.
I'm a South boy and some South shit. This is case I see it's the same all that fucking house shit. I score a goal and I do my dance, I beat a crowd shit. Heard them brothers wanna do me something, but I doubt it. Do me something then, do me something if you're bad. My mother calls me mad, but I think I'm Jack the lad. Tell us what you're working with, don't tell us what you had. I need to start my sentences with sorry may I add. You ain't got no backbone. On grease, said you got the mash, but you never let it squeeze. My head's hot, my wrist on freeze. I keep a little satin for you pussy MCs. Who's on what? Don't tell my brothers, cause I'll spin the whole block. When we bang, everything you got. Tell them little pussies that we take the whole lot. You ain't got no backbone. Do me something if you lit. My mother calls you
So confused.